So we have an extremely windy day. Oh my goodness, I'm just watching out for the palm trees over here in Mallorca with Storm Benjamin blowing its way through the island. I'm down here in Palmanova. Let's go and see what it's like today. Now you may well be surprised because there are people on the beaches down here. We're going to see what the resort is like on this very windy day as we roll on towards the end of the holiday season. So I had intended to film an end of season video from over here in Palmanova, but this is a storm video, and it's a storm video with a difference, because normally when we get storms over here in Mallorca, it is accompanied with rain, but today we have a very hot, dry, sunny day, but high winds, and you can just see, just looking at the water here as I pan the camera around on the far point and right down the back of the Leonardo Royal Hotel, you can see Son Matias Beach up in front of me. But let's get away from this really, really windy corner of the resort and head on down in the direction of the beaches. So the resorts are starting to empty out, but there are plenty of visitors over here on the island at the moment. So we're going to see this as we head on through the resort. I am shouting, I'm hoping that my microphone does pick up this, but just look at the palm trees here, look, just to get an idea of how strong the winds are down here in Mallorca today. And as we come up to the swimming pool here outside of the Leonardo Royal, we see a few hardy holidaymakers sitting out, getting the last of the summer sunshine by the pool. And I have to say, this is very warm today. We do have highs of around 23 to 24 degrees Celsius, but it is this wind that's making it feel a little bit cooler. And I stand corrected, just looking at my weather app, it's currently 25 degrees Celsius, which is incredibly warm as we approach the end of October. Now look, you can see summer is winding itself up over here at the Leonardo Royal. They're stacking up the sunbeds, ready to pack away for the winter. And you can see as well that we have an offshore breeze today. The wind is coming down from the direction of the mountains. It's blowing across the south of the resort. And it's not often we get storms heading down from this direction, and the winds being so strong down here from the beaches. And as we make our way down into the direction of Son Matias Beach, where you can get an idea of the amount of visitors that we still have over here, numbers have thinned out slightly. And while I'm guessing many holidaymakers, because of the wind, may well be heading on into Palma today, but they may also be turning towards the bars as well. Because just heading down the jetty here, just on the far side of Son Matias Beach, I can see all the pubs are packed. Just walking past the Scotsman, just come down by JJ Sports. We've got La Vista here just coming up. It is lunchtime as well. I'm filming this over lunchtime. Now, normally over here in Palmanova, it is pretty much like a pond. The sea's normally very, very calm. But you can see it blowing across the top of the water today. Mira as well is looking very busy. Yes, I think a lot of people have turned to food and alcohol on a day like this. So just coming up to the walkway here and looking over Son Matias Beach. And well, there are still holidaymakers down here. Nobody's worried about a little bit of wind. Well, I say a little bit of wind. We do have wind speeds of around 40 miles per hour. I'm not sure how that translates into kilometers per hour, but all I can say is that it's pretty windy. So just panning the camera around, just to give you an idea of what Son Matias Beach here in Palmanova looks like today. Now, we still have plenty of visitors in the resort for this time of year. And the wind isn't putting off some holidaymakers from coming down onto the beach either, but I do see lifeguards are patrolling. It's hardly surprising. This is not a day to be taking a lilo out into the water. Anyway, let's take a walk down along the waterfront. So, as I've been mentioning in my videos and in my live streams, well, pretty much most things that will be open over here in Mallorca until the end of the season on the 31st of October. But we are seeing a very gradual shutdown of some bars and restaurants in resorts. You can see as well, look, all the leaves are gathering up on the walkways here. And look, we're starting to see almost the beauty of Palmanova returning as well, as some of the sunbeds and the beach umbrellas are starting to be picked up. And we have fewer holiday makers over here. I have to say, as I've always said, actually, I always prefer these resorts with people in them. But in the winter, the resorts are returned to their natural form in this beautiful, sweeping, sandy landscape. So I'm struggling to hang on to my camera today, and well, the drive down over here to Palmanova was a very windy one. I live just up the coast in the direction of Cala Mayor, and well, the drive down here was a little bit hair-raising on the motorway. So for many of the restaurants over here, it's going to be the last days of service. Not for the Olive Tree over here in Palmanova. I do believe they're going to be staying open until the end of the month. Let's keep walking along. And before I go any further, I've just bumped into Karen. Karen, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad. So tell me, this is not your first time in Palmanova, is it?
No, I think this is maybe our 10th time.
Your 10th time? Yes. Oh my goodness. And why did you come back to Palmanova?
We love Palmanova, we love the hotel we stay in. We stay in the Elba Sunset. And we like going exploring. Taxis are cheap to get around this part of the island. Yesterday, Port Andratx, gorgeous. That's why we come back. And we have so lucked out with the weather.
Yeah, you totally have. It's been an absolutely incredible week. Do you have any top tips for anyone thinking about coming over here to Palmanova?
Top tips, download the taxi app.
Okay.
Because it's really reliable, it's super quick, taxis are pretty cheap. They'll give you a kind of list further along about how much taxis are.
Yeah.
But not expensive. Our top favourite, and that's another reason we come back, our favourite restaurant is Iroko.
Iroko.
So go to Iroko.
Okay, oh that's really, really good to know. Okay, Karen, thank you very much for talking to me. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. And where are you off to tomorrow?
We are going to Peguera tomorrow.
Off to Peguera tomorrow, so plenty to see in this side of the island.
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay, well enjoy your stay on this very windy day.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was another long-term visitor to Palmanova, 10th visit. I'll tell you what, when you've been here once, you will be wanting to come back. Now it feels a little bit more sheltered over here, thank goodness, I have to say. We haven't got the really, really high winds that we saw at the beginning of the video, but we've got a way to go yet. Let's keep walking along. So as you can see, there are still plenty of holiday makers over here, and they haven't really touched these sunbeds and beach umbrellas just yet. No take up of the barley beds today, and with these high winds, well, that sand can be a little bit on the painful side if you're down on the beach, but like I said, this side seems to be a little bit more sheltered than out in the bay. Although saying that, look, you can see the palm trees are blowing this afternoon. So just coming up to the lifeguard tower here, we can see that the yellow flag is flying. That means that we do have dangerous sea conditions today. The lifeguards are on alert, and as you can see, that they are walking along the shoreline. Maybe not the best day for swimming. So I've just been having a chat to some other lovely holiday makers a little bit earlier on, actually, near the Blue Bay, and what a shame everyone soon will be heading on home, and what a shame some of these hotels will be closing too. And as we come up past Seeso here, look, I'm just looking up at the Son Matius Beach Hotel. This will be closing on the 2nd of November. They're staying open just a few days after the official end to the summer season, but what a shame, what a shame. And just taking a walk down to the water here. Goodness me, look how empty this side of the beach is. They have taken up, I do believe they've taken up a whole chunk of beach beds and sun umbrellas. You can see they've been left down the far end of the beach. But just look at the sand and the water today. I mean, it is still absolutely beautiful. And the absolute bonus is that it's still really, really warm here. So as I get swept along the walkway down here in Palmanova, what can I see here? I mean, I think we're seeing the first signs of, dare I say the word, Christmas. Look at this, look, we've got palm trees right in front of me, and they've already been decorated with some twinkling lights, look. And I suspect as well over in Palma, they're going to be starting to put up all the hundreds and thousands of really pretty Christmas lights that we have. If you want to know what Mallorca is like at Christmas, keep following the channel. And look at this, look, some of the umbrella tops have come down. Whether they've been blown down or taken down though is another matter. But the wind is blasting down behind me. I suspect they may have been actually knocked off their toppers, I suspect. It's a good job there wasn't anybody sitting underneath them. So they are not taking any chances today as Storm Benjamin blows its way through Mallorca. I've seen that some children's parks have been closed in Palma. I've seen that some areas have been closed in Palma as well to pedestrian traffic, just because of the risk of falling trees and falling branches. I say standing underneath one, probably a little bit foolishly. But looking over at the airport, I can see that flights are running more or less normally. There are a few delays, but well, pretty much I don't see a day without delays over here on the island, over at the airport at least. Not quite sure whether that's been caused by the storm or not, but one thing's for sure, if you're flying in the direction of the wind, you're going to be getting here a lot quicker today. Maybe if you're flying back against the direction of the wind, it's going to be a little bit longer. But anyway, let's keep walking along. Okay, so I am filming, as I said, over lunchtime. I can see Turtle Beach has taken down its umbrellas. It's very, very warm today. Can't believe we still need sun cream coming over here to the island at this time of year. And look at this, look, they've got the tractor on the beach here just waiting to take the sunbeds off the beach. I can see the Mr. Whippy van here is closed for the day as well. Maybe Jill has run out of stock by the end of the season. If you watch my video from over in Camp Picafor just the other day, you'll know that many little cafes, bars and restaurants, once they start running low on stock at this time of year, they won't restock now until the next season. So maybe Jill has closed for the summer already. So with the dangerous sea conditions that we have today, look, no pedalos are going out either. Not today at least. So I think any of these hotels here that have a glass front to them, like the Hotel Santa Lucia to my left-hand side. And just look at how lovely Palmanova Beach is today. It does feel just ever so slightly more sheltered over here. Now I bet these holiday makers cannot believe their luck. Just as Karen said earlier on in the video, I bet they can't believe their luck with the weather that we're having now in the final 2 weeks of the summer season, especially considering the actual storms that we had just a couple of weeks ago and the rain that came with it. And also as well, it's hard to see, but that yellow flag is flying. It's almost blown off the lifeguard tower there, but we do have people swimming over here too. And just like over in Palmanova, I'm pretty sure the lifeguards are keeping a close watch. But as I turn the camera around, that we're heading on into the wind once again. It is blowing down across the island. It's so rare that we do have these weather conditions over here, I have to say. And thank goodness it's not raining. Okay, so before I go any further, I've just bumped into Tom and Carol Ann. Guys, how are you doing over here in Palmanova today?
Brilliant, having a great life.
We've been here now 4 days already looking for this person called Alex Under the Sun, and so we lost.
And you found her?
Yeah, absolutely. I must say it's lovely to meet you.
Oh, bless
and
you.
Mallorca is a lovely place, especially Palmanova. because we've been coming for so long, and it's like family. You meet here
Yeah.
over there. We stay in the San Matthias.
Oh, you're in the
Is
San
this the San
Matthias.
Matthias or the San Matthias?
San Matthias
San
Beach
Matthias.
Hotel.
Yeah, lovely
Oh, my-
hotel. Absolutely fantastic people there.
Yeah.
From the boss down, they make you feel at home,
Yeah.
and they make you feel comfortable. And also the Three Brothers, and then we have another bar down the road which we have an odd glass of wine in.
Yeah.
And we've just been in Diana Beach, and I must say that's a lovely place. So all in all, I'd give Mallorca, Palmanova, 10 out of 10.
Oh my goodness.
Still come to Mallorca in October and have a
Absolutely.
good time and meet good people.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, amazing to bump into you just like that. We could have easily gone out that way and just walk up to the Three Brothers,
Yeah.
because we like to give them a bit of business. We've been going there for years. The Three Brothers, honestly, lovely people in there, lovely staff, and they will look after you.
Yeah.
Like you're a VIP person.
Oh,
really.
brilliant.
So that's a recommendation I would give.
Okay.
And but you can't really go wrong in Mallorca.
No, you
Just
can't.
really go
Absolutely.
nice.
Guys, it's been lovely talking to you over here in Palmanova today. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. I shall see you soon.
Bye.
Well, lovely people. It's been such a pleasure actually walking through Palmanova today and meeting some really happy holiday makers. And Tom and Caroline have just come out of the Diana Beach, which is looking reasonably busy for a late October day. And just coming up by Barbuda as well. Look, they've got the awnings up, they've got the windshields up on their bar. Just keep the winds away from the guests. So the wind is swirling around a little bit on Palmanova Beach. It's not quite as blustery as when I started this video. Thank goodness. Hopefully those winds will be dropping soon. We do have a wind alert in place for pretty much the rest of the day. It's only a yellow warning though, an amber warning. As we start to head on into the afternoon, we're going to get the wonderful shadows on the beach here that just makes Palmanova so pretty in the afternoons. Let's keep heading around the resort. And the plastic is down the sides of the Il Chiringo restaurant. Nobody really wants sand in their food today. And look at what is a very empty beach down here in Palmanova. Just coming up by Paradise Beach. Look, and the story is the same here. Look, they've got the plastic awnings down. Goodness me though, with this sunshine, it is very hot. I think everyone's pretty much cooking in there. I'm just coming down by the piano bar and the Dolphin. And this is the 105 bus to Palma. Buses have been running absolutely packed these past few days. When the beach isn't always an option like it is today, holidaymakers tend to get a little bit more adventurous and head on into Palma City. It's been very hard actually to get taxis as well, even on the evenings. Over my way in Calamayor last night, my friend was trying to get a taxi back to Palma. She had a little bit of a weight on her hands. And over here on Palmanova Beach, well, they have been running some kind of volleyball camp, which looks like maybe it has finished. There aren't any players out today, but look how slimmed down the sunbeds are over here on Palmanova Beach. And in fact as well, looking over towards the lifeguard tower too, look, they've even started to dismantle that as well. There's no flag out on the lifeguard tower over here. Pretty sure we're going to be seeing that disappearing soon for the winter. And just look at the colour of the water today. Now I see somebody out on a stand-up paddleboard. Hopefully they won't get blown out to sea. Quite brave going out in a day like this, but look at the beach. I mean, look how absolutely gorgeous it is in October. When you do get the weather over here, Mallorca is just lovely at the end of the season. Look, emptier beaches, lovely warm temperatures, or in the case of today and yesterday, hot temperatures, and just maybe a few less people around too. A bit of a calmer feel over here. Kind of slowly pan the camera around. Now it does feel much more sheltered over on this side of the bay, I have to say. So let's keep going, let's keep going. I can see across the road now that we're starting to see a few like mini marts closing down, and well, some of these beach shops as well have closed down for the season. Got a few things open though. But as I've always say, at this time of year, look, we do have the rebajas, all the sales, look last sizes. And see what I mean about the buses here? Look, the 104, which has come up from Palma, has a sign up saying complete. That means full. They're not taking any more passengers. Well, hopefully they're going to be dropping a few off in a little while. But this is how busy the island is at this time of year, which is quite surprising actually. Just coming down to the very lovely Cyril's restaurant. Now it does feel very sheltered down here, down this side at least, which accounts for the fact so many people are sitting outside. And just look at the beach over here today. We're at the final beach on our walk. We're over at Escargador Beach. And look at this, look, check out Escargador Beach today. Now this beach also is pretty much like a mill pond every other day of the week. We do have this offshore breeze ever so slightly down here, but it does look like the wind is starting to die down now, thank goodness. And look, is this the same person on the stand-up paddleboard that we saw a little bit earlier? Looks like he's coming back into the beach. Anyway, as I turn the camera around, just to give you a few views of Escargador Beach, you can see how absolutely gorgeous it is today on this rather breezy day in Mallorca. Okay, so we really do have end of season vibes over here in Palmanova, and you can really feel the resort starting to wind up for summer 2025. Anyway, hopefully these winds are going to be dying down soon. I've got to say, it's not been great driving on the island today, even just this short distance from Calamayor down here to Palmanova. The car was going all over the place, so fingers crossed that those winds do drop. In the meantime, if you're looking forward to next summer, if you're thinking of booking your Palmanova holiday, check out this video appearing here on YouTube. Also check out this video to help you out with your holiday. Okay everyone, don't forget you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.